You have to get rich now. This is what I don't understand. Oh, I lack motivation, but you don't have time. You have to get rich now, like today. If you're a man and you're not trying to become rich and powerful, I don't know what the fuck you're doing with your time. If you're a man and you're not motivated to do anything it takes to get into the winner's circle, because it's about 50 people on the planet, the main characters, if you're not dedicated, you don't have the motivation, if you're not prepared to do whatever it takes to get to the top, I don't know what the fuck you're doing with your life. But I promise you, although the climb is difficult, it's arduous, yeah, sure. It's gonna hurt on the way up, but it's worth it. I realized I had to get rich when I was 16 years old. I've told this story before, but I was walking to college with 3 of my friends and a guy burnt past in a red Ferrari. And I said to my friends while we were walking, how does this man have 300,000 pounds for a car when none of our families even have cars? Back then, the world was different. It wasn't like it is now. When I was 16, you didn't see money. I didn't see money. I didn't have the internet. I didn't see private jets. I didn't know Monaco. I didn't know Saint-Tropez was a place. I didn't know about girls on yachts. I didn't know about anything. I'm growing up in England completely flat broke. And the first time I had access visually to money, I knew I couldn't live as a second-class citizen any longer. I make all of this clear to people, and I say that money is a competency test. You simply need to want it. If you want it, you're going to get it. But you're not going to get anything in this life you do not want. The cocaine-addicted hooker addict wants money for cocaine and hookers. That's why he's richer than you. The crack addict needs money for crack. That's how he manages to get some new money every day with no job. You don't want it enough. If you want to get rich, I absolutely guarantee you will get rich. You have the entire world at your fingertips, and you're still not motivated, and you still don't care enough, and you're still not prepared to try something new. When we were poor, how often was I talking about trying to get rich?
I don't think we spoke about anything else ever.
Every day, all day, what did we talk about when we were poor?
How to get rich, why we need to be rich, what we do if we were rich.
And we imagine these fictional scenarios. We'd say, we'll just go to brand new cities and we'll just stay in the best hotels and we'll just have girls and we'll just have money. And we sit there and go, but if you travel around all the time, how do you have a job? How do you work? I was like, I don't know, we'll work it out. Remember actually saying, look, we're just going to travel and have money.
Yeah, we'll be in New York, smoking cigars in the back of a Maybach. There'll be millions in the account somehow.
But we were still in the paradigm of jobs. So we're like, it would have been like time off work. So maybe we can work a bunch. We could have a month where we can just travel around. Wild. It's all we talked about all of the time. I thought someone was rich for the most basic things. If you had Coke in your house as a kid, I thought your parents were rich.
Yeah, drinks that weren't tap water.
You had drinks that weren't tap water, your parents were rich.
Yeah, we were. I remember feeling rich because I had food in the fridge full of food. A few bottles of booze, 2 bottles of Smirnoff, bottle of whiskey, a couple bottles of wine in the fridge. I thought, fucking hell, I'm prepared for a weekend. Should we live in New York?
New York where the rich people live. I quite like New York. Are we going to end up doing American Psycho if we move to New York, Tristan? We're going to end up buying business cards and going to dinners and giving business cards out and having loads of hot girls in our apartment. Another thing I don't understand about people who don't try and make money. Getting rich is the easiest way to achieve all the things you want to achieve.
Oh, yeah.
You want people to respect you when you talk. Yep. Easiest way, get rich. Yep. You want girls to love you. Easiest way, get rich. You want to leave a legacy and be remembered. Easiest way, get rich. Yep. It's amazing that people say getting rich is hard when it's in fact the easiest possible way to achieve all the things you want to achieve. How else can you go down in history and be remembered in a positive light without getting rich? You'd have to dedicate your life to charity and live in a fucking shithole.
But you could do a lot more charity
if you had money. Exactly. So I'm not even saying that in those scenarios money wouldn't help you, but I'm saying that for you to even go down in history without money, you would have to completely sacrifice all good about your life when you could instead just get rich. Or get rich and do the same thing and do better than you would do without the money. Well, money is not everything, but it is an easy way to make your mark in history. And also it's a basic competency test. If you're alive for long enough and you still don't have any money, there must be something wrong with you. You're either stupid or lazy, or you're not dedicated, or you're not thinking outside the box. You're too lazy to attempt to try something new, so you are lazy. You can be lazy while working hard.
Yeah.
A lot of people who work very hard who are still lazy. Back then, when we were trying to get rich, we tried a new thing every 5 seconds. Remember, every day we tried something new.
Yeah, a lot of them failed.
All of them
failed.
We try this, we try that, we try this, we tried those energy drinks in Tesco. Yeah. That's that old story.
SMS text line competitions.
SMS text line competitions in magazines. We tried to set up that weight loss thing website. Remember when I found that website? You make weight loss website.
Yeah.
We tried everything. Every day we had a new business idea. None of it ever worked. But most people are not prepared to keep trying new things. When we say to people, guys, here's something you can try, often they go, yeah, but I've already got something. Well, then do fucking both, idiot.
Yeah, exactly. Sleep less.
Sleep less and get rich.
Sleep 2 hours less a day.
You either want it or you don't. Truthfully, if you want it, it's impossible to fail.
Yeah.
It's actually amazing how impossible it is to fail.
Everybody has to play the game of trying to get some money. Everyone on planet Earth, no matter who you are, no matter how much of an anti-capitalist hippie you are, you have to play the same game as everyone else. Try to get some money to do the things that you want to do. So you may as well get good at it.
It's true. If something about life is certain, get good at it. Like war, like violence, and like making money. Imagine the mayhem of people recognizing us, you fighting crackheads, you fucking nightmare. So now we have to avoid poor people at all costs, even though we were once poor, because being poor is no longer safe.
No wonder they avoided us. I was like, well, I haven't got any rich friends. Now I know. They were avoiding. Can't blame them. You know? Can't fucking blame them.
It's always a risk with the brokies, you don't know.
Yeah, right. You're right.
Only a few of them are ever going to make it out. Most of them are going to stay exactly where they fucking are. Angry, sad, and bitter with Twitter accounts. Stay away from them.
Angry, sad, and bitter on Twitter.
Hate's not the brand. You can't build on hate. You can hate someone with all your heart. You can't build on it. You can't get rich from it. All that time posting hate about someone else, you can't build on hate. But build on love by empowerment. You can't build on hate. It's not you can't monetize it. No one gives a shit that you're a hater. Yeah. That's why they're only going to lose and we're just going to keep winning. This goes back into what we were saying earlier, right? This is why I'm so happy for there to be losers. Because for there to be a winner, there has to be a loser. The reason it's so easy to win in the world today is because the majority of people are perfectly prepared to lose. Yeah. You just described, you have to wake up and you have to give a shit. You have to wake up and go, you know what? I'm responsible for my health, and I'm responsible for my finances, and I'm responsible for my family, and I'm responsible for the decisions I make, and I'm responsible for my work ethic, and I'm responsible for my motivation, and I'm gonna win. That's all you have to do to be monumentally wealthy. Yeah. And the reason it is so easy is because most people can't do that. If everyone could do that, then to win would be hard. So I would hate for all the losers to start being winners, because then it's hard for winners to win. Yeah. And I still want to win against the winners. But luckily, God has put us in this version of the simulation where it is so brutally easy to surpass everyone around us. I look at people and just go, you haven't even tried. It's like a race, and the gun goes off, and I start running as fast as I can. And I turn around and no one's even moved. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll jog then. And I'm nearly done and no one's even moved. Then I start walking. Then I just lay down and just have a rest. And I look at the back of the finish line, the start line, and everyone's still standing there. I don't feel like running. I'm not motivated. I'm stressed. Like, they're all just standing around the fucking start line. Yeah. And I'm right there at the finish line. And they're telling me like, oh, you're a bad person because you have money. I just gave a fuck about my own life. Like, I just cared. How there are people waking up each morning and not giving a shit about their own life. Who do you expect to wake up and give a shit if you don't? Or even you or me, do you think any of us wake up and go, John, I really need to get John a Ferrari. I really need to get John a Ferrari and a hot bitch and a nice big house. Today I'm gonna focus on John. No, we'll help you if you're here to help, if you're here to be helped.
Now you care. No, you care about John.
No, the point is, if John cares about himself,
then you're about to help.
Then I'll help him.
Yeah.
But if John doesn't care about himself, I don't care about John. People don't give a shit. And then they expect someone else to give a shit more than they do. And this is the point I was making about John. If you don't care about your own life, no one's gonna ever care about your own life more than you do. You're just gonna perpetually lose and perma-fail. Yeah. That's all you're gonna do. You're gonna perma-fail. Yeah. And it's not my job to drag you up from the gutter. Like you said, free newsletter, fantastic. That still exists. You know, this is another thing that's so incredible about the internet, and we'll tie it into your business as well, about the internet and about computers and these things. The dream, the primary objective of financial freedom isn't Lambos and yachts and these things. It's to not have constant anxiety, stress, and worry and complaints about health or having children or your mother needs you or your car breaking down. It's just knowing that all of life's little problems can be fixed because you have money, because you can pay someone else to fix them. To achieve this dream, men in the 1800s would get into wagons and cross the uninhabited terrain or the unexplored terrain of the United States, risk murder or kidnapped by the Native Americans, risk malaria or typhoid, and they'd spend 6 weeks traveling from the east of America to go all the way out west. And if they made it alive, they'd buy a shovel and stand in the desert heat all day long, digging in the sand for little pieces of gold. Yeah. The gold rush, people lost their lives for a chance at financial freedom. And nowadays you say to someone, you haven't got to do that. You haven't got to go die in a trench. You don't have to take a 6-week journey across unexplored terrain and risk your life. You haven't got to do that. You know what you have to do? You have to type on a keyboard. You can be rich if you type on a keyboard. They're going to go, yeah, later. How the fuck do you help these people?
Yeah.
What can I do? What words can I say? You're a loser. You deserve to lose. I don't feel sorry for you at all. Because when I had nothing, I'd do anything it took. If you told me I had to only type on a keyboard, I would have typed on that keyboard non-stop for 72 hours, let alone 8 strokes. Most people who are losing deserve to lose. Everything's fucked. So you're sitting there going, well, I have to predict the future. What allows me to compete and predict the future because everything's so chaotic? The only thing I can predict is that I'm going to work harder than everyone else. I'm going to get up earlier than everyone else. I'm going to pay more attention than everybody else. I'm going to research harder than everyone else. I'm not going to feel sorry for myself. I'm going to dedicate myself. I'm going to find some money. That's what I'm going to do. So that's right now, it's almost like go 100% in on yourself season, because you can't even, and I'll apply this to what I do. Maybe it applies to you also. Going all in on Bitcoin might backfire. Going all in on property might backfire. But going all in on yourself will never backfire. Right. My mentality currently is I just need to make sure I'm my absolute best self all of the time, and I am permanently motivated to do whatever it takes to win, and I'm the most adaptable. Darwin said it's the most adaptable of the species that survives. It's not the biggest, it's not the strongest, it's the one that identifies that the forest is disappearing quickest and grows some fins and jumps in the ocean. So it's adaptability season now. Here's the thing that's interesting. I, as a man with enough money to never work again for the rest of his life, am spending my days consciously searching and actively planning and trying to identify trends and new ways to make money and new patterns to make sure that I'm not caught last when things do finally shift or change. But a brokey with no money at all doesn't bother. You're going to be last and you're going to get crushed.
Yo, warriors, it's time to wake the hell up and face the mirror. Top G style. If you're sitting there, stuck in the same rut, with no money, no gains, no respect, and no plan, there's something seriously wrong with you. Not the world, not your boss, not your ex-you. There's a flaw in your mindset, a glitch in your soul that's keeping you from being the man you're meant to be. Powerful, respected, wealthy, and unstoppable. This isn't about motivation, it's about accountability. You're the problem, but you're also the solution. Life as a man is brutally simple. Own every single thing that's gone wrong. Take the reins and fix it. Nobody's coming to save you. If you're ready to stop whining and start winning, smash that subscribe button and let's build an empire. Let's get real. What's stopping you from typing on a keyboard to build a business that funds your dreams? What's stopping you from hitting the gym, stacking plates, and building a body that commands confidence and attracts the women you want? What's stopping you from stepping up and claiming the life you deserve? If you're not moving forward, it's not because of bad luck or tough times. It's because you're choosing to stay weak. You're choosing to lose. There's a defect in your character, a refusal to take responsibility, that's chaining you to mediocrity. And until you face that, you're going nowhere. The beauty of being a man is this: you get to own everything, every failure, every heartbreak, every missed opportunity. It's all on you. And that's not a curse, it's a gift. When you wake up and say, this is my fault and I'm the only one who can fix it, you take back your power. Blaming yourself isn't about self-pity, it's about self-mastery. It's about looking in the mirror and admitting, I screwed up, but I'm also the one who's going to make it right. This applies to 99.9% of your problems, especially with women. If she doesn't respect you, it's not because women are crazy. It's because you haven't done anything worthy of respect. You haven't built anything, fought for anything, or become anything. That's on you, and you need to own it. I learned this the hard way. At 21, I was broke, living in a crappy apartment, and striking out with every girl I chased. I'd blame them. She's shallow. She's too picky. Then one night, I caught my reflection in a window, scrawny, tired, no fire in my eyes. It hit me like a freight train. They weren't the problem. I wasn't a man worth respecting. That moment changed everything. I started hitting the gym, studying business, grinding 16-hour days. By 24, I had a physique that turned heads, a growing bank account, and women who couldn't get enough of me. Not because I got lucky, but because I took responsibility and fixed my flaws. That's the power of owning your mistakes. This is where brotherhood comes in, and it's not what you think. Brotherhood isn't about coddling you or wiping your tears. It's about holding a mirror to your face and making you confront your failures. True brothers don't let you whine, they call you out. When you go to a man you respect, crying about your problems, he doesn't say, poor you. He says, that's your mess. Fix it. I had a mentor like that, a guy named Tony, who'd been through the ringer prison, poverty, the works. When I'd complain about my struggles, he'd just stare and say, sounds like a you problem. What's your plan? That accountability lit a fire under me. It forced me to stop making excuses and start making moves. That's what brotherhood is. A circle of men who push you to be better by holding you accountable for everything. Life as a man is simple but not easy. You wake up, look at your life, your empty wallet, your flabby body, your crumbling relationships, and you say, this is all my fault. Not your parents, not society's, not the economy's yours. Then you ask, how do I fix it? Nobody's coming to bail you out. Nobody's sitting around plotting how to make you rich or happy. They're too busy with their own lives. You're on your own, and that's the point. The buck stops with you. Every problem is your problem, and every solution is your responsibility. That's not a burden, it's freedom. When you realize you're the only one who can change your life, you stop waiting for permission and start taking action. Here's the cold truth. If you're not capable, you're not lovable. Harsh? Maybe, but it's real. Your love, whether for your girl, your kids, or your family, means nothing if you can't back it up with action. If you're broke, weak, or useless, your I love you is just empty words. Nobody cares about the feelings of a man who can't provide, protect, or improve their lives. Women know this instinctively. When a loser says, I love you, she shrugs because she knows he can't do anything for her. When a winner says it, she feels it because his love comes with power, security, and impact. Same with your kids. You can tell them you love them all day, but if you're not building a life they can be proud of, your words are worthless. I saw this with a guy I knew, Dave, who was 35, broke, and living paycheck to paycheck. He'd talk about how much he loved his daughter, but he spent his nights gaming and drinking, not hustling. One day, his kid needed braces $5,000. He didn't have it, had to beg his ex for help, and she tore him apart. His daughter saw it all. That's when it hit me. His love didn't mean jack because he wasn't capable. Contrast that with my boy Marcus, who grinds 80-hour weeks running his own business. When his son needed surgery, Marcus paid cash, no stress. His I love you carries weight because he backs it up. That's the difference. Capability is love. Without it, you're just noise. This is why I can't stand people who don't try. I'm a trier. I wake up every day fighting to be better, richer, stronger. If you're 40, broke, and still hoping to make it, you don't care about your family, your legacy, or yourself. You're not a man, you're a ghost, drifting through life, dragging everyone down with you. I've tried helping guys like that, giving them advice, even opportunities. Every time, they let me down. They don't lift me up, they anchor me. That's why I cut them out. If you're not trying, we don't speak the same language. You're speaking loser, I'm speaking winner. We can't connect. Let me hit you with a story. When I was 27, I moved to Dubai, chasing bigger deals. I met a guy there, Ahmed, who seemed solid talk to big game, said he wanted to build a business. I gave him a shot, introduced him to my network, even loaned him some cash to start. 6 months later, nothing. He'd spent the money on clothes and parties, made zero progress, and had the nerve to ask for more. Meanwhile, I was closing million-dollar deals, training daily, building my name. He didn't just fail himself, he tried to drag me down with him. That's when I learned, you can't save someone who won't try. Surround yourself with triers, or you'll sink. If you're a grown man, and you can't pack up your family and move to a new city tomorrow, whether it's Tokyo, Dubai, or wherever, because you lack the money or the guts, you need to take a hard look in the mirror. What does your love mean? What kind of man are you? If you're not willing to put in an extra hour after work to learn a skill, start a side hustle, or hit the gym, your I love you is a lie. You're not a provider, not a protector, not a leader. You're just a guy taking up space, letting your family down, letting yourself down. Brotherhood's job is to slap you awake. A real brother doesn't pat your back when you're failing, he calls you out. He forces you to own your mess and fix it. That's what I'm doing right now. And here's a test to prove it. It's May 20, 2025, and the year's already 40% gone. Remember New Year's Eve? You were hyped, saying, 2025's my year. I'm gonna crush it. Look around. Same room, same job, same car, same life. You're wasting another year, and it's nobody's fault but yours. If you're not rich yet, not jacked yet, not respected yet, who are you blaming? The government? Your boss? Your ex? That's loser talk. The second you say, this is 100% my fault, and take responsibility, that's when things change. That's when you start winning. Let's talk about time, because it's slipping through your fingers. I was 23 when I decided to stop screwing around. I set a goal, $1 million by 30. I worked construction by day, studied real estate at night, networked on weekends. It was brutal missed parties, lost friends, barely slept. But by 29, I had $1.2 million in assets. Not because I was special, but because I owned my failures and fought for my future. You're older than I was then. What's your excuse? Every day you don't act, you're stealing from your kids, your wife, your legacy. You're saying their future doesn't matter? That's not love, that's cowardice. This isn't about motivation, it's about truth. You're not a victim, you're a man. Act like it. Blame yourself for every problem, then fix them. Build your body, your bank account, your empire. Surround yourself with brothers who hold you accountable, not enablers who let you slide. Cut out the losers who drag you down. Your love, your life, your legacy, they all depend on your ability to try, to fight, to win. Stop talking, start doing, and become the man you were born to be. If you're ready to own your life, hit subscribe, and let's make 2025 the year you dominate.